I once described it to my ex as I once described Gaviscon to my ex as it tastes like, and these are my exact words, would be, it tasted like warm cum. Was the only way I could describe it to them. It was horrible. It made me sick.
I mean, I would now normally go with and you know what that tastes like, but let's not go down that road. I mean, I'm going to have to take your word on that one, I must admit. Wow.
The problem was, I'm very surprised you actually stopped yourself.
Yeah, because I realise that's one that could potentially offend if I say it wrong.
What? Offend me?
You or somebody listening. I mean, look, I don't know what you've got up. I know some of the things you've got up to in the past, and I don't know how far they lead, so that is...
Yeah, the problem is, though...
What happens in Blackpool stays in Blackpool, that's all I'll say.
Wasn't actually even Blackpool.
And you know what I'm referring to by that one.
Yeah, unfortunately, one of my old work colleagues has now left there.
What the hell?
The main one that I used to work with unfortunately left, but he was getting on. He's getting on a bit, like, so I don't blame him. He's been there from the fucking start, so I definitely don't blame him. Him. Because he's a guy, so yeah. The stage persona is a her, but the actual person is a guy, so yeah. To be honest, I don't blame
him. You still keep in touch, and you still talk to him?
Oh, aye.
Yeah.
There's a few still there. One of them said, "Are you coming back?" It's like, no. Why not? I said I would, but... I said I don't... And they said, well... Because they said to me, they said, well, what would you do? Would you go back on the door? Or would you... go back? Again. I said... Considering the state of health, I said it would more likely be the door than the other thing. Because, yeah, no, my feet wouldn't be able to hack that anymore.
I got the legs for it.
The arthritis had killed me. The amount of length of the time of the shift. Especially in platforms. No, that would kill.
Okay, game.
What? What did you do?
It spawned. I'm doing the Deadwood contract.
Yeah.
It spawned the tree inside another tree.
Well done, game. You're a muppet.
So that's why it gave me that, because I got to it and I got to the tree, and then as I did it, I thought it was weird. Because as I did it, I got the little info panel you get.
Yeah.
It didn't say Deadwood, it said somewhere else. So I'm like, well, I'm looking at the frigging painted red
cross.
Exclamation mark.
Is it a cross or is it an exclamation mark?
It's an exclamation mark these contracts always use.
Yeah.
But I'm looking at that, so I'm like, well, I know this is the right one. And say, as I cut it, a separate tree popped out of it and went, you've put down the wrong tree.
Well, that's a bit of a fuck up. Not on your part either.
No, and I have video evidence to prove it's not on my part.
I still haven't done that other thing, you know. I completely forgot to do it. Do you think they'd really let me in the program with the amount of stuff?
You never know. Hey, it's worth filling out an application form. The worst they say is no.
Well, yeah.
And we've got a long history on the channel of farm sim videos. It's not like we've only started on 25. But yeah, you've got. I'm pretty sure as far back as 17's on the channel.
Yeah. 17, 19, 20...
22, 25.
20... Actually, no, I did is it not further back than that?
I think I joined you during I think it was about 17 when I joined you. Now, you might have earlier than that yourself, I honestly don't know. That's as far back I know I came in.
Oh, yeah. Speaking of which, it's actually episode 15 tonight of this.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know, I need to get the others sorted as well.
Well, let me know when you need thumbnails. I say I've got up to 50 already made.
Jeez, really?
Yeah, I thought if I'm doing it, I might as well just do a batch. I've got it set to fairly straightforward to do.
It's just changing.
So I use paint.net. So I've got it in layers, so the background's the same. I've just got a separate layer with the episode number on, so I have to just change that.
Yeah.
So it doesn't actually take a huge amount of like editing work to do. It's done it again here as well. But luckily it's showing me the deadwood tree first, so hopefully. Yeah, it's done it here as well. It spawned the deadwood tree inside another tree.
Weird.
It's the first time we've had this.
Yeah. Well, there's 19.
Like, I'm pretty sure I joined you during 17. Now you might have had 15
Farming
as well
Sim
back on the channel.
17. When did we do day? What one was day on the farm that we never really took off?
Was that not 17?
Don't know, I can't get a full friggin' title up, unfortunately. Just see it. 17.
Hmm.
So yeah, 17, 19, 20... Yeah, 17, 19, 22...
Yeah, 2 and 25.
And 25.
Okay, we've never messed around with the mobile. I've actually played a tiny amount of FS23. But not... I've obviously never done any content on it, because... I do have 23 on my Google account.
Yeah.
Ah, there it is.
Let me grab that.
You wouldn't think it'd be difficult to find a tree in a forest. What's the specific one you're looking for?
Where's our big cultivator?
Is he not parked to the side of that shed?
Got it. Got a massive.
I've got the Massey up here, yeah, doing this.
It's fine.
Sorry? Well, I thought you'd probably just stick with the Valtra.
Got the John Deere for this.
It's a nice tractor, the Valtra.
Oh yeah.
Okay, where are they?
Quickest way to get there.
44 more. Oh, that's the one I did the harvesting on. Yeah, I've done it again here as well. Tree spawning, just do every tree on this contract, I think.
We haven't had have we had a game update?
No. Not that I know of. Oh my god, this tree, apparently this tree is called a golden rain. Now that sounds something rude. What?
Just a bit. You could definitely take that out of context.
Oh. No, we don't need a golden rain t-shirt.
No. I'm so fucking pissed.
It's one of them, mate. It happens. It's not the end of the world. We can soon.
I know, but it's just
Yeah, I know. It's irritating.
especially when there was so much information on it.
This is why maybe it's worth, once you got the new one going, create a backup somewhere. Maybe on your machine, or maybe stick a copy on my drive as well, then we put them on both. I wonder if there's a way you can get Google to sync it between both drives. I would imagine there possibly is.
Unsure.
It seems like something that would be pretty logical to do.
It's just, yeah, I was just like, because I couldn't, and that's why I've not filled really much more in, because I'm like, I can't remember what I had down for.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
Series. I mean, there is series ideas. I can literally just go back and look at my games list, because I do know there is games there that I want to do stuff on, if you know what I mean.
Okay, that's interesting. According to the contract list, I am looking for 0 trees and there is -3 trees remaining.
So the contract quote.
This contract has derped big style, hasn't it? So what I'm going to do, I'm going to take the wood that I've already got and just leave.
Cancel the contract.
Yeah, but don't cancel the contract till I've dropped this wood
No,
off in the fire.
I'm not touching it. No, I'm saying, is that what you're going to do? You're just going to can the contract?
Yeah, because there's obviously so much glitch here and I don't want to risk.
Because... Oh, I will touch the contract, because I'm...
Well, the contract says it's like 30% done, so it's obviously is tracking a little bit.
It did track it. It seems. A bit. But then...
Like I say, once I've got these to sawmill, I'll just clear it. Yeah, I've found my way out of the trees. Plus that one bonus tree I shouldn't have cut down, I've got that as well. So.
Yeah, I mean, this is the thing that really fucks me off, right? The fact that it really does. That I'll never be able to get 100% on this contract.
No. I think there is a mod, but I think it'll be script based. That's why we do that little trick with the 2 trailers when we do a harvesting contract. It just guarantees we can.
Yeah, but that's a harvesting contract, not a cultivating. This is a cultivating contract.
Oh yeah, no.
So it's a bit like, well, I'm never going to be able to get 100% of this field.
No, which is silly, really.
I mean, yeah, you've got the time limit. Fine, keep the time limit, but let people work. And that's going to be the.
Well, I think what it is, because the silly part is it's to do with. Because it was kind of the same in 22, but the contract ended because it's to give people that leeway. But I've always said, while it's in our favour, I don't complain. The fact that, like on a harvesting contract, you get given the extra can sometimes be a bit over generous.
Yeah.
You know, there's no way we should make a bonus $5,000 on a $6,000 contract because we're selling extra of that farmer's stock. Like I get why the game does it. It doesn't make you harvest every little last gram off the field. For people who don't want to have to go around, who maybe don't use AI workers or the GPS and don't want to have to go around and do every single little microbe. And I get that, but those of us that maybe even make it a toggleable thing, that those of us that want that, make it so we have to do everything. Because I'd turn that on in a flash.
That's the thing. I'd prefer to be able to finish the field.
Even if it meant we didn't get the extra because the farmer took it all, maybe you did get a bonus, but not as generous as currently is.
No, but what I mean is that just to be able to finish the field would be nice.
Oh yeah.
Like we used to be able to finish, like cultivating contracts, we used to be able to finish. I don't understand why they changed it. I just, what was the fucking logic? every other game that had any form of contract was time limited, like it is now.
Well, no, it kind of in 22 it wasn't.
No, 22 wasn't.
But it was in that if the field state changed,
your contract was fucked. Yes, but
yeah.
But if you were playing non-seasonally,
basically, yeah, contract would last forever.
Yeah, but you could at least finish said contract. If it was a cultivating job, I could literally and it'd go, oh yeah, contract complete, but I could still go on and finish the field.
Yeah.
Not what will happen here. When I finish the field, it'll cut me off from, once I hit 100%, it'll cut me off from doing any more.
Even though the field won't be actually finished as such.
Yeah. Whoever made that mistake, whoever turned around and said, oh, well, this is a good idea. Yeah, give your head a wobble because it's not.
I got some wood in there.
And that's it. It's the only real one thing that's irked me so much about. I'm not bothered about the time limits anymore.
Yeah.
But being able to not finish a
contract, yeah, that's not good.
Field off a contract, that irks me so much.
Mm.
And I've
I know what you're saying.
And I've never understood why they've never ever changed it.
Mm.
And I don't understand how the community is even happy with it.
What's about? I've not heard a lot of chat about it outside of us two, so I don't know whether it's somewhere. I think I heard a little bit of it to begin with, but I'm surprised it's not been sort of brought to attention. This is why, get yourself on that program, then you can be the one to get them for it.
Because it, to be honest, it actually takes away part of the fun of even wanting to do cultivating contracts or fertilizing contracts.
Yeah. Because it looks awful when it says you've done and there's still a lot of it.
Or even, for example, sowing contract. Okay, we've got our little trick with the harvesting contracts, which is fair enough. But you can't do that trick with cultivating, you can't do that trick with fertilizing, you can't do that trick with sowing.
Mm.
And it's like who was the bright spark that thought, oh yeah, you used to be able to do a baling contract where you had to do a lot more steps than just bale.
Mm.
I don't understand the mentality, and this is what I've said. It felt like with this game, it's been style over substance.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
Like the volumetric fog, the tornadoes, the hail. Okay, yeah, they're nice. Yeah, but it's pointless. The AI, the building restrictions. You can't.
The AI actually is a nice improvement. The AI is actually improved nicely. Stuff like the built-in steering assist is nice.
No, what I mean by AI, I meant the NPCs that they've stuck on the farm.
Oh yeah, that means nothing. That's very little.
Pointless. The AI has improved. The steer assist, yeah, okay, that's a nice feature. But building restrictions. Okay. Why? Like I say, you're withholding players technically freedom. Okay, yes, there are maybe workarounds of.
Yeah, and if you're on PC, there's mods now that can basically bypass all of it.
But if you
doesn't help out poor brethren on console.
Exactly. If you're playing console, you're pretty much
you're stuck with it.
Stuck. And this is
I
what...
suppose you could partly argue you can blame the console developers for that, the fact that they restrict.
Not
What
really,
can be added.
because if we go back to the likes of 19, we go back to earlier farm sim days. We could pretty much build the farm how we wanted.
Yeah.
Without restrictions. And that was even playing on console with a square limit.
Oh yeah.
You know, we managed to, I'm surprised we didn't fuck our consoles up at one point of turning potatoes into 10 frames a second.
Seconds per frame instead of frames per second.
Yeah.
Christ, yeah, I remember that one.
So yeah, there was a lot more freedom just with this trying to add these NPCs in. It gives a player less creative freedom.
Yeah, 100%.
It's like if we ever did Zalonka, not that we're gonna, because we've already done it, but I bet if we tried to do Zalonka again, we could not have a yard like we had.
No, because I'm pretty sure the NPCs spawn.
Exactly. And didn't you say even with messing around with XMLs and shit,
yeah, I thought I might have found a way to delete them with the XML, but sadly it doesn't work.
But it doesn't work, so yeah. I don't understand. I don't understand Giant's logic behind it. When they when they mentioned AI and making the map feel a bit more alive, would have
I would like to have seen like other tractors, like maybe AI working on field. You might just seen like a harvester running around an AI field or something. That's what I was hoping for from that.
Yeah. You would have, like, a bit more, you know, maybe some people in towns and stuff a bit more. And, like you say, a bit more AI working. But, no, they've just took a major step back with this game. And I'm being honest.
Oh yeah.
And with the amount, you know, you've got more hours in this game than me.
Yeah.
I just, yeah. And to be honest, it's what puts me off playing is the fact that even though we've slightly spoke about this other thing that we might do, is it going to be possible?
Having a look at the map, yes, because number one, the map I sent you as the potential doesn't have the NPCs on it.
Ah, right, okay. That's fine.
So you, in theory, could... Now, the map in question has about... The only thing it hasn't got, it's not quite got the same amount of low-value fields that the one we used last time had. But it's got a good amount of fields. It's got about 6 different farmyards.
As long as it doesn't have the NPCs to stop us from restricted building, then...
No, it doesn't.
Then we might be alright.
Or a map maker that does like Oxy did with Calmsden, where it's got the NPCs, but they've all been put in a place where they're not in the way.
I don't know, I've never actually looked at Calmsden, to be honest.
No, but like Walter's outside just one of the houses in the village. He's not on your farm, so you can still go and do that if you want to, but...
Yeah, but I didn't understand why Giants have done what they've done. I don't see the...
No, I know exactly what you mean, I agree with you.
I don't see the purpose of them. What have they brought to the game?
I'd like a story mode to farm sim. That's what he's trying to do, he's trying to be like a story mode, isn't it?
But by doing that, they've really screwed up. Because, you know, if this map had have ever come to 22, for example, then we'd have had no restricted buildings. We've had no restriction on building.
Oh yeah.
That's why you've done what you've done with that cement plant.
Hmm.
Ideally. To not restrict yourself.
Yeah.
And to be honest, I hope it doesn't continue.
Hmm.
I'd technically love Giants to turn around and say, right, we're removing them out of the game. It's like, well, why you do that? Make sure that you're not restricting people from building. I don't see the point. It's like precision farming's coming back as well.
Yeah, I'm 50-50. Like, I do like precision farming.
No, I like precision farming.
Kind of seems to be getting. It's just how we're getting the same stuff back again and again and again. It's like, I'd really like to see some new stuff every now and then. Not just. I suppose we've got the next set, but that's like, to me, that's such a specialised thing.
Yeah, but
I mean, don't get me wrong, because they trialled with the Silver, whatever, they trialled that. We've now got the project, which is like the temple in this map is the museum in Riverbend.
oh yeah,
So that's been something that's been kind of new that they tested in the last game.
They tested that in Silver Run with the roller coaster and the boats. Yeah, I don't mind them. The boats are repeatable, but I don't mind that.
Yeah.
But okay, we couldn't really build on Silver Run because Silver Run was more a logging, but
and it was done. Yeah.
It was mainly for logging, but we actually
made it work.
We did. We actually did make it work. There was a little bit of farmland, but wasn't much.
Mm.
But what we did,
even the bits that were logging, the farm was so steep on hills and that they weren't really suitable for farming on.
No. But we did make it work. But there was none of, like we said, there was no restricted building, there was none of that bullshit. And it's bull. It is.
Right, yeah.
You know, I'd be happy with them getting rid of the timer. Not the timer, get rid of the... Keep the timer for the contracts. And just allow us to complete the field.
Yeah.
Like, I'm at 88% now. And I know exactly what's going to happen as soon as I reach 100.
Yep.
For anybody new who's watching the series, welcome. You can go back and watch the entire playlist.
Binge watch the whole lot.
We
might not wait for you because, trust me, there's quite a bit.
Yeah. But yeah, for anybody who's new, you'll see what happens. And I'm sorry if I'm giving off, or if we are giving off a negative impression, but...
Look, I've said it before, I thought I would say, but we both, certainly Mikey, I really enjoy this game, but it's because of that I am willing to say, well, it's not perfect, and here are some of the problems. This is not shitting on the game we're playing, because it's just us saying we like it, but here's how it could be a little bit better.
Yeah. But the problem is, he'd like to argue against me, but he knows...
No, I wouldn't like to argue against you.
No.
I wouldn't like to, because I agree with everything you're saying.
That's the thing. Even if you wanted to argue against me, you technically can't, because you know it's true.
Just because we're sat here giving some negative doesn't mean we hate it, doesn't mean...
Trust me, if we hated the game, we probably would have played... Well, we probably would have played less than an hour, uninstalled it, and probably got a refund back on it.
Yeah.
We wouldn't go as far as the extent of some people do and absolutely bash the games in review. Which I've seen, done, Steam.
But then apparently GTA 5 is getting a bit of a bashing now ever since the
Why
announcement that
am
6
I?
is delayed.
Why am I not surprised?
Because the majority of people are idiots.
Yeah. Rockstar clearly came out and have explained their reason why the delay is.
I'm just generally happy we now have a date.
I am, but
Well, that sounds silly, but I'm generally now happy that we have a date. Yeah, don't get me wrong, it's not the date I would have liked, but at least we have something to aim at rather than just
yeah.
some point that we had up to that point.
Well, now, but it's like I said to you, it kind of screws a potential F1 release for next year. Because F1's coming out this year on the 30th?
Yeah.
Well,
as it stands, we're not getting it on that date, so we'll see what.
So there you go. Contract finished, guys. Right? But look how much of the field I still have left. A little bit left to do. But I can't now work.
And then once you complete the contract, it will all disappear. So the game wants it all done.
Yeah. So I'll now collect on the contract. And it's gone, like David said. Yeah. That is a big gripe, and it kind of always has been a big gripe with the game. But yeah, as we were saying, that obviously GTA was, well, it was kind of expected. I was hoping it was going to be for this year, but considering that we hadn't heard anything apart from that trailer.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
And considering that was all we heard, wasn't looking good to begin with.
No.
But it like I said, it screws F1 up for a future release next year, because if they try to even launch around GTA 6, they'll get canned. It'll just can it.
Yeah.
You may get you get your odd.
You get your die-hard fans, but
To be honest, I actually don't blame you the way you're doing that, to be honest.
I was getting a little bit bored of the scoop,
Yeah.
so it's only cost us about 40 grand for these two belts, and the grand scheme really don't seem. I think if you're sort of done with that contract, we can probably skip a day.
Yeah, I'm done with the contract. I was just.
There'll be 8 fields. There'll be at least one field ready to harvest. I think there'll be one and one rice field ready to harvest tomorrow.
Okay. Did I send you guys? Did I put it in the our Facebook chat of? Obviously, Cody are losing.
I thought something about that.
WRC. Basically, what's gone on there is EA have turned around and said that that's it. They're not doing any more WRC games, basically. And oh, okay.
Sorry, I was already here.
And the thing is, though, technically, after what time's that range you're in?
2 o'clock this afternoon.
Okay.
So there is field 9 and part field 8.
Okay.
So I think everything on that can go to our grain mill, because it's obviously long grain rice is going in to make.
Does that not go down to
Canning fire? You can either go to the canning factory or into the water because we can make rice flour out of it. We could decide what done. Not worried either way. Put it down to the canning factory, we'll use it to start making rice boxes again.
We actually got another trailer.
Yes, we have. We've still got the big red one. I'm actually just bringing that over now. Are you going to start off with harvesting?
Yeah.
Fair enough.
Parking up the deer.
Yeah, I think it's oats on that first field. Like I say, that can just go.
But you know what I mean? It's F1. The F1 game contract is actually license expires next year.
Yeah. So
could we? I don't want to say it, but could we see fucking EA being ruthless and shutting down Codemasters?
Mm.
They've done it before with other studios, but Codemasters have held the F1 game since 17.
Yeah.
It was 17 that they held it. They were publisher at before. Codemasters were publishing before. Where am I going?
Field 9, literally across the road.
Okay.
You can see where I parked the Balto next to the field.
So yeah, Codemasters held it. They held the license since 17. They were publisher before, then they were developer. And they became publisher and developer. So I can't see a fucking thing.
Well, open your eyes.
My eyes are open. It's the fact that the
So much bloody fog, I know, I can see.
fog and sun and shite.
Look, the GPS doesn't need eyes.
Yeah, I'm glad. But, you know, like we say, could it be the potential end for Codemasters here? Since they're not going to be working on that, then obviously there's the... I don't think obviously we're not getting a touring car game anymore.
No, it looks like that's been...
That was done
That's
because...
a returning kid.
That was done because of licensing.
It wasn't that, from what I read in the background, one of the companies involved was a company quite well known for taking on contracts for racing games and somehow not delivering them.
Yeah, it didn't deliver, that's why it got counted.
Yeah, but one of the, I don't know if it's a publisher or a developer involved. Apparently it's done the same with NASCAR and 2 or 3 others. They're quite well known for it. How they get getting contracted is beyond me.
Is it a certain motorsport?
Something like that. I'd have to look it up. I can't remember the name now.
Know. I mean, what did you see that thing that Alan sent then about the? Did he send it in the PlayStation shop? The like sim race built on this engine.
Yeah, well, we talked about it in a thing, and there's now advertising banners for it around the map.
Yeah, but what did you actually watch the trailer?
No, I didn't.
You have a look at it. Definitely looks it's completely different. Like I said, what you see here is completely different.
Well, you'd kind of hope so, because much as this game's physics are what they are, they do a racing game, but this game's physics is one that doesn't exactly sound brilliant to me.
See, now, obviously that proves that the Giants engine can be used for other... Well, this is kind of proving that the Giants engine can be used for other things.
Yeah.
But the Giants engine is only being used to run that game. Physics and everything else will probably be handled by someone else.
It sounds to me like a really awkward way of doing things, having 2 engines running at once.
Well, I don't
Obviously,
know.
I'm not a game developer, so maybe it's not.
That's the thing. Because unless they've tweaked the physics that the engine can handle, it makes me wonder, because most simulation is run by physics, isn't it?
Is that not what modern graphics cards now don't actually support anymore, was it not?
I have no idea.
I'm sure your 50 series cards have lost some form of modelling that a lot of older games used.
Which, yeah, again, like our discussion we had once before.
Recently about, yeah.
The 50 series is not worth it for gamers. So, you know, it's like, well, when when Nvidia realised that they screwed, they're gonna have to rectify something super cool. Because, I mean, as a gamer, I'm not rushing out for a 50 series.
Yeah, but you're also in a position where you're already... It makes a big difference to someone like you, big for someone who's on maybe only on the 20 series right now than you who's already on the 40.
Yes, but like, you know, as our discussion, they're not designed for gaming. I mean, they're going to be using a lot of AI upscale, AI frame generation, and yes, it will give people that are on lower cards performance, but what will it do for game? I mean, when I did the graphics update, I noticed that the drivers there are ready for 50 series. For gaming at least. But I don't see the point
No, I know what you mean.
of letting the AI do the work.
But I think the trouble is they were getting to the point where the graphics cards were getting more and more power hungry. I think they reckon doing it this way can make them, they don't have to be quite as bad. They're still, modern cards are still hugely powerful.
Yeah, but what's that? I'd love, I don't have a machine to be able to run it. I'd love to be able to test. As much as I would bash Nvidia, I would love to be able to test a 50 series card. To have a look and just see what
the difference will be.
You know, what the difference is between a 4090 and a 50 series. Just, it's more testing the AI upscale, the AI
frame gen and all that.
Frame gen. I know a good game for a test of that. Cyberpunk. Cyberpunk would be a perfect game to test that theory. Because it's a lot of stuff flying around.
Yeah.
A lot of stuff within Night City. A lot of stuff it has to generate the game wise. That would be one of that, a good game to try that with. The problem is, everybody's saying about Radeon as well. Now, I have a laptop there, and a Ryzen, you know, with a Ryzen chip in, and a Radeon in, right?
Yep.
With them two put together, both being AMD, you would think that laptop would be able to play Farm Sim.
Can it?
What? The work one?
Yeah.
It can,
But
I'm down on low graphics.
that seems weird.
But this is the point I'm trying to now make to you. Is you're after a Radeon card, aren't you?
Yeah, I'm looking at 97.
The Radeon were very limited in support of games, in gaming.
Yeah, but that's some of that, especially considering
Yes.
what's happening right now. It's going to get better.
But this, the problem is this Radeon can't even play fucking Farm Sim.
Yeah, but that's a mobile. We're not talking about.
Yes, but a mobile graphics, my other laptop that's running the Intel and the Nvidia card can run it, no problems. That's mobile as well.
Yeah.
But it kind of, and it's not because that is Nvidia and Intel, it's a different card. That's the point I'm trying to make. That even, like I said, the best bet is obviously chuck it at some stuff at Tim as well. Because now, why can't I see my? Kind of weird. I can't see my system spec. Oh, you dickhead! Have I even got? Oh, yeah, I don't have it on this.
Yeah, that's specky on that machine.
I don't have specky on this laptop. Display that. Yeah, it's not even going to give me it. Yeah, this is a Radeon graphics. I don't know why I don't have specky on this.
That's what you never thought about until you wanted it for something.
Yeah. So AMD Ryzen 3, right? 4300U. It's only a 4-core processor.
Well, that'd be one of your biggest problems to begin with, yeah.
But there's enough memory and RAM to run it.
Yeah.